with the class, because we are recording, and here we go. And thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who came to the class. I'm so excited. Welcome to the new journey, and I actually call it welcome to the new you. Meaning is that you here today, it's your reborn day. You might say, what she's talking about, but I know do. Well, many people know me. Many people never heard about me before. But my passion is to educate you to become your own doctor. My passion is to give you all the tools that you will be able to heal yourself, your family, your members without the fear. Because what is happening right now is we're living in a time of fear. Okay, what fear causing? All the sicknesses. And look how in fear we are every single day. We are in fear. We don't know what's going to be tomorrow. We don't know what's going to be with your children. And each day you wake up, you're nervous because you're really not sure what's going to be. Now, what's causing fear? It's a big issue, because once fear is arise, your immune system goes down and all the sicknesses come. Right? And when we are in fear, we no longer think straight. So when we're in fear, we are not sure what we're doing. So whatever comes to us, toward us, we just accept it. So it's very important. Rule number 1, to get rid of the fear. Yeah, and I'll tell you, false, let me tell you how it's called. I all the time like to say this to everyone. False, okay, I forgot. Oh my gosh, it's blue.
Appearing real.
Yes, false evidence appears real. Thank you so much. False evidence appears real. Well, we do think that we are in fear, but it's false. Why it's false? Because we no longer think. Now let's straighten the whole thing out. I want you to really understand how everything started up. How come that you are now already so fed up and ready to come and learn something new? How come that you are here? Maybe because you want to know something, or because your doctor didn't help you, and now you found a way that there is maybe a different approach. How is that something happening here doesn't make any sense? You see this every single day, right? Whatever they tell you, put the mask, take off the mask, take the vaccine, don't take the vaccine. Yes, it's good, not is good, but are we really healthy? No, we are not. We are very, very sick. Our generation very sick. Our children is very sick. Well, you might say, yes, but we live longer. Well, you know what? Living with it very, very difficult diseases, better not to live. Living with horrible diseases as arthritis or cancer or whatever you say, it's a very, very painful. So we're dragging ourselves toward a certain age till we say, okay, I'm tired, and we'll just pick up our hands up and say, that's it, I give up. I no longer want to be in this world. This is what is happening right now. So now it all comes because of the fear. But once you understand, there's nothing to be afraid. My job is to give you all the tools that you leave this door and you're no longer afraid. And if somebody will come and tell you, oh, I've heard about this and I've heard about that, and the Fauci will come say you this, you're gonna say, you man, go to the side, and you lady, I have already the way, because I know. Because now I trust my body and I know how it works, and I'm no longer living in fear. Yeah, it's very powerful. It's hard to say that because we are never sure. We basically live, but we don't know where we live. We come to this world, but we are not sure. Why? Because we're waiting always to someone to say something to you, someone to guide you, someone to tell you how you need to behave. Well, guess what? You don't need anyone's help. And it always starts with get rid of the fear and bringing self-love. And most people will say, love, self-love. Oh my gosh, you're so selfish. You know what? We no longer love each other. We no longer love ourselves. That's why we are in fear. Because we are no longer connected to ourselves. We're connected to something that we don't know. But it's not your fault. You've been programmed this way. Unfortunately, your parents been programmed as well this way. So today, no more. We're not gonna give this any programming anymore, even a bit of chance. I want you to be so powerful. The way you see me, I walking in the street, I don't care. Why? Because you know what? I have the tools and I trust that God gave me a perfect body and I do not need anyone's help to tell me what to do because your self-healing machine is right here. So you don't need anyone to tell you what to do. You don't need anyone's guide. You here have a self-healing machine. And for these classes, this is all what I'm going to train and teach you, that you understand that the body is talking to you and everything starts how you become so programmed. Let's go to the history. And this is why we have all this back to basics essential knowledge. Thank you so much for Nikolush. And we're going to go to the historical moments because you need to know the history. Without history, there is no way. I mean, we do say we need to learn history not to repeat it, but unfortunately, we always repeat it. We always come up to the point that we repeat the history. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we don't love each other. We don't love ourselves enough. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's causing to be in this position, but maybe it's from the God, but the God doesn't want us to suffer. God wants us to enjoy. That's why he gave us such a beautiful world. He gave us trees and birds and beautiful weather and sunny weather. And with what? We put just our head into the computers and we're teaching kids that this nonsense. We're trying to fit into this certain frame, which is just causing you to be more and more sick. But you cannot break the shackles if you don't know the history. But maybe this time we will be smarter and we'll learn a little bit about history. We'll learn how come where we are now. What's brought us into this? So we're going to go back into history. Let me tell you a little bit. By 1900s, in America, there was so many people into natural healing business. There was so many homeopathic schools. There was a lot of herbalists. There was people who believed with nature and with so much love, and it was amazing. There was no cases of cancer, eczema, and all other diseases. Well, obviously, if you're going to look at CDC, they will blind everything, will tell you, no, all the diseases disappeared after you got the shot. No. That's not. They don't want you to know the truth, but I'll tell you the truth. So by 1900, we had amazing setup to be completely healthy, in love with earth, and living happy life. But guess what happened? Obviously, evils come into the picture. What we can do. And there was American Medical Association that was created. American Medical Association was thinking about to create a different approach. They had something different to say. They said, this is so easy for people to become doctors and healers. We don't like it. Maybe we should put this in some sort of a frame. Maybe we should organize. As the way they say now, we're coming to help you. We're doing this for your own good. So that's how they come up. And they say, we're doing for your own good. We're going to create a special association where we're going to put all the establishments together. We're going to create organizing. We're going to organize everything, and everything will be under control, and you'll see and you will enjoy it. Well, guess what? By 1904, but American Medical Association had no money. Okay, so they had an idea, but they had no money. At that time, there was doctors who kind of thought this way as American Medical Association. They've been called quacks. Before they call me quack, before they remove me from Facebook or other places, before they call our real and natural healers herbalists, they call them real healers. These kind doctors, they call them quacks. They didn't want to listen from them. They didn't want to get a suggestion from them, nothing. They would laugh at them. But the American Medical Association been very upset. Like, what should we do? We don't have money. How are we gonna build our, our plan? They come up with the idea. By 1910, when they've been so broke with their ideas, they approached to Rockefellers. At that time, you probably know Rockefeller and Carnegie, and I brought the pictures just to show you the people. This is these people, see? Okay, this is the Rockefeller and Carnegie, okay? These two people at that time, they've been tycoons. Like now we can call Bill Gates a tycoon. They actually called the ones who built the America basically, but they've been very smart and they had a lot of money. So they decided that maybe, yes, it's a good idea. Let's get in touch with the American Medical Association and maybe we can create something over there. Maybe we'll kind of make some business together. They've been approached by the guy, let me show you his, Simon Flexner. They actually been approached by N.P. Caldwell, Secretary of Medical Education, and he asked them to take over the health. He said, help us, please. Well, he said, no problem. At that time, there was a guy by the name Simon Flexner. He was in charge, he was director of the Rockefeller's Institute at that time, this guy. He said, such a wonderful idea, you know what? That's a good idea, let's create a new way. Let's organize everything for everyone's good. And what he did, he said, you know what? I'm a very busy guy probably, but why not to take my brother? My brother, his name is Avram Flexner. This is the guy. Avram Flexner, okay? Avram Flexner was not a doctor. He was just a brother of this guy. Brothers. So he said, you know what, you take in charge of this AMA, American Medical Association. See what you can do. He said, no problem. I'll figure out a way what to do. Now, he was not a medical doctor, and he became in charge of a medical system in United States of America. This guy, he's not a doctor. He has nothing to do by being a doctor. And you know what? He is the father and the startup of American Medical Association. He wanted by the end is that we all follow MD. What he did is, he said, such a great idea. What I will do is, I will rewrite a certain way. I will put a new books, which will call a medical education in the United States of America and Canada, basically. And he created a report and he submitted this to Carnegie Foundation for the Advancement of Teaching by Avram Flexner, all about how to be a doctor. Now, he's not a doctor, and he's submitting papers to tell other people how to be a doctor. Now, besides that at this time that he was giving this, introducing this book, they start opening schools. And only schools who've been teaching the drugs and pharmaceuticals the way he insisted received a lot of money. A lot of funds. Money became an important issue. Now, schools who had no money had no name, right? Well, now, guess what's happening? Now, slowly, homeopathic schools been shut down and natural healers been put in jail and so on. Chiropractors been killed. I'm telling you, it's a real story. It's really happened. There was over 22 amazing homeopathic schools. They all been shut down because they've been not teaching what this guy, wanted to teach. Now, if you look on Google, you'll see he's probably one of the most amazing people. He's our hero. Well, he's not, because all what they did is just wash their hands and just make a business. Exactly what is happening right now. So do you think that this guy who never really worked in a medical institution, he never touched a person, he never cared or even was interested or involved with healing become the head of all what we know now, pharmaceuticals. It's all about money. So now you know. So basically the people who you think and who you trust and who you give everything, they even were not the doctors. Had nothing to do by really be a doctor. All what they did was a good way how transition and pass money. And because of Rockefeller at that time, he owned all the companies, drug pharmaceuticals. They pushed more and more drugs. But whoever didn't listen to them, they shut them down. So very basic. You understand now? The base, the main core. Now you go to the doctor. Who is this doctor is? Whose school, in which school he's been learning, who he's following. Some herbalist who goes into forest and looks into natural healing or has passion to heal people, or he just comes and for 4 or 7 years, all what he's doing is trying to learn how to bring a certain medication and how to prescribe medication, because otherwise he doesn't know anything. You understand that? How important it is to understand. So when next time you look at the doctor, you just need to understand, he comes, he wants to be a healer, but he no longer in the proper place. If you want to be a healer, be a healer. Don't be a doctor. Stop being a doctor, because they just brainwashing you, creating you as a sheep, and you just follow them and you provide them more and more money, and you become basically their how I would say Eved, slave. So you became enslaved under those people. What they have to do with healing? Nothing. What they have to do with homeopathy? Nothing. So here we go. I want you to remember, put this in your mind. Next time somebody tells you, this is MD, you think in your mind, okay, MD, okay. So I remember that actually I was in a class when Chava said something, oh, actually MD, what he's doing, oh, he's basically educating the same stuff that has nothing to do with basically with healing, right? Nothing. It was just a good business. Good business. Going to MD, it's exactly as you and someone going to the doctor now and telling me perform me surgery, it's like you're going to the butcher now. Yes, you're going to the butcher. Will you go to the butcher to do operation on you? Well, but that's the same thing. They don't know nothing. Do they really care about you? Do they have even question, how do you feel, my dear? Maybe all what you need is just a hug. This is what the healers are. The healers, they become in touch with the other person. Not just like, yes, yeah, I know what's your problem. Yeah, I see. Well, would you say that's something wrong with you? Well, doesn't look like, because your blood tests are perfect. Everything is under control. I don't see that there is a problem. This is where you're going. What are you doing? And you trust these people. And you give your precious children to these people. They have no clue what they're doing. They're just following this guy who never learned medicine in his life. He's deciding for you. He decided for generations to come what's gonna be. Generations what will be with your children. And that's what we're getting now. You no longer love yourself. You no longer appreciate yourself. You just follow everyone else as a sheep to the slaughter. You take your children, your baby born, you have no clue. You take him to the doctor because that's how you used to do it, right? And then you take your child receives the vaccine. You ask the doctor, said it's safe and effective. What do you mean it's safe? How long did it take you, dear pediatrician or MD, to learn about vaccines? Do you know how long? Maybe less than 1 hour. In their 7 years that they've been learning. So what they've been doing for 7 years? What they learning? Nothing. Well, yes, they know every part in your body. They touch the heart. They touch the brain. They know what's going on inside. Yeah, and then what? And they give you medication, which is what? Just a fake medication that only gives more, empowers others to make money on your stupidity. I'm sorry, and me too, on our stupidity, because we're so ignorant. We don't understand that. Okay, so now you know this is a dirty history. This is, you can Google it yourself. You can go dive deep into it. But this is the main part. I wanted you to really remember. So by 1925, 10,000 herbalists were out of business. By 1940, over 1,500 chiropractors we've been prosecuted. Now,
Why?
because they didn't been approved.
That's why they're not MDs.
Why prosecuted?
Because they were not MDs. They didn't teach the way this guy
Until today,
is
they're not
designed.
MDs.
Yeah, still about prosecuted.
Yeah, they prosecute. Yes,
Because
they
they
prosecute.
didn't follow
Don't let them. Okay.
You know what? Many years, it's not just that. Many women, they called us witches, if you remember.
Yeah.
They would burn us. Why? Because we would take the concoction of probably honey and ginger and we'll mix it up and give to the child. The child next day is healthy. They would say, we're crazy. You have to add some horrible medications. You have burned children's throat and then you're doing medication. No way. It's in us. Now I want you to understand that healing is in each of you. Like people say, I'm not an artist. Don't tell me that. You are an artist. Inside of you, there is somebody's living. You just don't have time. You don't have time to look into it. Okay, now let's go to check what's going on. I'm so excited. Okay.
Wait, can I just ask you a
Yes,
question
sure.
that really has been bothering me
Yes, please.
for a while?
Yes, please.
The truth of the matter is, the life expectancy of a person really did increase over the years. I mean,
Yes,
people used to
exactly.
die when they were 45 years old. You know, 35 years old is old.
Less healthy years though.
How is it that people are living to 80s, 90s, 100? That doesn't make sense, really. Why were they living to 100 when they were farming the land and
Living
for
till
air?
100, you mean?
Yes.
They lived till 100?
No.
At that time.
It was like 65
Okay,
in those
okay,
days.
so you basically don't know really, because at that time people, yes, lived till very long. But there was something happened. People left their farmland and they moved into the cities. They start to living in a crowded places. If you look back in the history, you go to the maybe Dr. What's her name? There was an amazing book. I would suggest to everyone to read this book. Let me remember the name. Dissolving Illusions. Dissolving Illusions. You should buy the book and read the history. You'll see everything that shows there. How all those sicknesses that we know come up. How it's all started, because when people left the land and moved into the cities, they lived in crowded. They brought their cows, but the cow would poop outside and they would live like
This is back in
7.
Gene.
Exactly. That's what caused really to this downgrade where people start dying early. Because they don't tell you what was before, but before people lived actually a very healthy life. Yes.
So why is it that with the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, the chemicals in the food, and the MDs out there that are treating, for the most part, people,
Mhm.
and it's incredible to see, like, thank you Hashem, but why, how is it even possible that people are living to 100?
But we're living now not in a health
But
state.
how do people live?
It's
So
not a
long?
problem. I
And
can
healthy
prolong you
inside.
by giving you medication. I can drug you. I can give you, okay, so let's say a person having a heart issue, right? He goes to the doctor. What the doctor says, here's the medication. Well, instead of telling him, let me help you how to heal your condition, you're going to be on this drug till the rest of your life. Well, now the person is continuing, he's living his life till the rest of his life, right? And he's prolonging his condition, but is he healthy? Is he wakes up every day and he feels happy, energized, ready to run, ready, or he goes, can I have a cup of coffee because I don't see in my eyes? Or girls who are sitting on the hormones you know the situation that we live in. You can't close eyes to that. Who wants to live till 100 in this kind of situation? When you barely can see in your eyes. Who wants to live in a situation where you cannot poop normally? Come on, for God's sake. People don't poop anymore. Is this normal? You have all the stuffed from children from the last week, sitting in the stomach, creates this smell and toxicity in the body, and you think the same way and you live the same way and you think you're happy. No, you should wake up in the morning. You shouldn't feel sore. Oh, my feet, my hands. I have no period. Yes, I have a period. I have a headache. I have PMS. What the heck is PMS? You should get your period and be happy. And now, oh, I'm in the menopause. So what? You shouldn't be in this pain. You should be happy. You should be able to run and do your stuff. But look at us. We're not happy. Here, Nicole, said about your grandma, how she's feeling. How about the aunt that they're cutting half of her fingers and the toes? Is she's living her life? Is this is the full potential? Who wants to live without fingers? I don't. You know, so that's the question. See, that's the point.
It's just a long story.
It doesn't matter.
It
Just the
doesn't
point
matter.
of it, what I'm trying to say is that we all have a story. If you really look, we all have a story. You know that your relative, your family are not healthy. You know what? Why you go so? Look at your children. Are they healthy? Are they healthy, or you do run to the doctor? Yes, you do. You do run. Unless you change your way, of food or something. But you do. You end up in the doctor almost every other month. Why? This is good? No. Okay, so that's, any questions? More?
Well, I just want to play
Yes,
devil's
please,
advocate
Michael.
here a minute. There are some things that Western medicine has to offer.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I just want to.
Well,
yeah.
I have nothing against the Western medicine.
I'm not
I'm
saying that I'm
Number 2 is the balance between them.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that part.
She's
Okay.
gonna talk about between.
Right. So, yes, but this is very important that you need to understand the history. You
I got
cannot go further. And no one speaks about that what they gave is wrong. Maybe they gave something was good. We can use something. Everyone who puts something on the table is good. But we need to see if it's good for us, right? But not blindly.
Absolutely.
Nothing happens blind. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so now let's look into our approach. What is my approach? Why it's so different? Why my approach is so amazing? First of all, do no harm. Right now, all the doctors, they swear, they say, do no harm. People enter into their room and they leave they live with pain, with more troubles, and with more fear. In most cases, they don't get an answer. What they get is, let me run your blood test. But this is an answer? Is it helping you? When you went to your doctor and doctor tells you, oh, we need to run a test. There is something weird I saw. I want to see you going home and just enjoying your day. Oh no, you're thinking, oh my gosh, what did he say? What did he do? Maybe something wrong with me. And now you no longer in your body. You are dependent now on somebody else. In natural healing, I'm telling you, God gave you a perfect body. Perfect. And the body is not doing mistakes. If the body wants to create some sort of a sickness, it's for your own good. If there is a bleeding, it's for your own good. If there is other issues that happening, it's for your own good. You just don't understand that. You think it's a bad. No, it's good. Okay? So many people think, okay, should I stop the bleeding? No, you shouldn't. Well, yes, you should. It depends on which conditions. But let's say suddenly a person who's having a high blood pressure and he's bleeding from his nose. Is it a good sign or bad sign? It's a good sign. Because if not, what would happen? The person would die. So what the body said, listen, this guy, we have to save him. How are we going to save him? Okay, I know, bleeding from the nose. And all the pressure, comes down. Isn't that amazing? Who's going to tell you the bleeding is good? Most time, everyone will tell you, no, it's bad. Who's going to tell you that the cough is a good sign, is an amazing sign? You go to the doctors, tell you, oh my gosh, you're coughing, we should do the x-ray. We must do an x-ray. What he's creating? Fear. Now he will tell you, no problem. My dear, you're probably in fear. I'll give you the medication. What's in this medication? Will you ask? No, because you're in fear. But when you're living in your body, and now you're coughing, and you tell your body, I love you, my dear body. You're coughing, let me help you. Let me give you an herb that helps to expel what you're trying to cough out. Instead to suppress it. Instead to send the mucus down. And anyways, the stomach is clogged because nobody speaks about the bowels, right? So now you have this toxic condition sitting in your stomach, mucus, and all this food, rotten food, and no drinking, and no happiness and fear together. Sickness comes, right? But the body tells you, don't worry, I will take care of this. Right away, I'm gonna make diarrhea. And you call me, how about I have a diarrhea? What's wrong? It's a good sign. Thank you, God, for making this amazing thing. I have a diarrhea. It's a good sign. The body knows what it's doing. So do you understand what I'm trying to put here? This is the difference between the doctors and us. We work with the body. We're listening what the body is telling you. You're listening to, Nicole, it's
Okay.
And so you understand basically what I'm trying to put here. You understand the difference between two?
Yes.
You get it very well. Now, so you know the history, you know who wrote the medical books, you know who are the guys who are there just promote drugs, who are the base actually who never been interested in making you healthy. The people who've been making them healthy, they destroy them, they kill them, right? And now they are in charge, and now nobody needs to be in charge. You are in charge, your own body. You listen to your body. So, okay, so this is my, and besides that looking into, besides looking into this approach, look how we call it, a holistic, a whole approach. Because sometimes, not necessarily I have a pain, but what I have is I need some love. I need a hug. Or what I need is a kiss, a massage. That's it. And the person is healed. No need Tylenol, no need Acamol, no need anything else. What I needed is just a little bit love. Once you understand how the body is working in the whole, that's my job, that's your job. You listen, you ask yourself, why you are in pain? Cry! So cry if you are in pain. Cry, and after you cry, you feel like a new person, right? You had this moment when you want to scream, and then you feel very good, and you feel satisfied. You know that actually there is a Hasidut, right? What they do, Hasidut, that they sometimes tell Nachman, Hasidut Nachman, right? They say, go to the Yarot and just scream. Why are they saying that? That you should be in touch, release these emotions. Those ones are the ones causing us to be sick. So release them. Don't go to the doctor. Speak with yourself. Your own healing machine is right here. You don't need anyone else. It's right here, everything. And you know what? The fun part? If you know something, I'll tell you right now. You might say, I'm a crazy, but you also have the best medicine that you're providing every single time. Do you know what it is? If Chas v'Shalom happens time, there is no medicine, there is no herbs, there is nobody there. What you can use as your own healing machine.
Your
As,
Breathing,
no,
water.
pee. Pee.
Huh?
Pee. You drink your own pee. Your pee contains all the good stuff you need. Cancer patients been healed from pee. People start their vision cleared by peeing. Your face becomes beautiful. I didn't try that yet, but I'm just telling you, like
How much?
in the morning you pee in the cup and you can just drink it.
You're
not
suggesting that we do that?
I'm not suggesting, but I'm saying if Chas v'Shalom happens time that you are stuck somewhere and you are in a place you have no emergency kit, you have no medicine, you have nothing what to do. You drink your own pee and you will survive. And not just survive, you will be healed. And not just be healed, you will be empowered, ready to move and rock the world by using your own pee.
Why?